Hey everyone, it's Melissa Metcalf Leroy here, coming to you live from the Fitness Center at Foothill's Wellness Center. It's Thursday, April the 23rd, 1:30, getting ready to start our total body ball class right at 1:30. Sorry about that. It's been a busy morning here at Foothill's Wellness Center, as you can imagine. So I'm just pleased that the technology decided to work since I didn't have a chance to come in here and get everything started a little early. So let's get on our exercise balls. Let's get this party started. So we're gonna go ahead and grab our exercise ball. Grab it with both hands, be very gentle, getting down on your ball. We're gonna start to gently bounce here. Bringing those arms up, palms face together. So we're gonna start our warm up, some gentle breathing while we're doing our gentle bouncing on the exercise ball. So inhale through your nose, arms are coming out. Exhale, arms back together. So inhale and exhale. Notice my chin is level. I have my core engaged. Find that belly button, suck it to your spine. When you do that, those bum muscles contract and you're holding onto the ball just a little tighter. One more. Nice. Turn those palms face down. Allow them to rest on those knees for just a second. We're going to continue the warm up. Breathing, inhale, arms are coming up. Exhale, gently back down. Just getting our muscles warmed up here. Let's do one more. Good. All right, the next warm-up exercise that we're going to do while we're gently bouncing on our exercise ball is the sign of the cross. So with the sign of a cross, this is designed to actually create a little bit of instability and balance issues with you. So what we're going to do here is really engage our core. So find that belly button, suck it to your spine. So we're going to go forward and then back. So remember the sign of the cross. So we're actually just drawing the sign of the cross with that exercise ball and then side to side. So notice when I go to the side, that left bum cheek is a little bit off the ball. So I'm creating a little bit of balance instability issues here. My torso is not leaned one way or the other. Notice that spine is straight. I have that core engaged. And then we're going to the right. Same thing. If you need to hold those arms out for a little bit more balance, if that makes you feel good, please do so. All right, here we go. We're going to do this 2 more times. So we're coming forward. It almost feels like you're going to roll off the ball just a little bit, but that's what really engages that core. So engaging that core, building up those core muscles, in turn strengthens that low back and low back muscles. Coming back to center, to the left, and then we're going to the right. One more. Here we go. Center to the left. Remembering to breathe. You're still breathing, still engaging that core. Deep lymphatic breaths. And to the right. Good. Now we're going to come back center, gently bouncing still. Core still engaged. We're breathing. We're going to create just a little bit more instability, balance here, where we're focused on our core back, sitting up nice and straight and tall here. Single leg. So beginners, just place that heel on the floor. You can also just raise that leg just a little bit back down if you'd like. So notice that I'm wavering just a little bit here on the exercise ball. So you want to kind of control that with engaging that core and with your breath. Don't hold your breath. Breathing. Good. Placing that right foot back on the mat or on the floor, left leg. So beginner's left heel on the floor still. So notice I get a little, right? That's because I don't have that core engaged. So really engaging that core, finding that belly button, suck it to your spine. Breathing. Good. We're going to place that left foot back on the floor on the mat. Grab your exercise ball if you need to, and come to a nice stop on the exercise ball. And then we're going to stand up. Here we go. So if you have your resistance band handy, go ahead and grab your resistance band. Notice that this one is actually attached to a grab bar here on the side of the wall. So you can also attach these to a doorknob. It's about the perfect height if you wrap the handle around a doorknob. We're going to be doing 2 sets of 10. So always start with that strong arm first. I'm going to start with my left arm. It is my strongest arm. However, you can kind of see the format and the form in the camera when you're watching as well. So feet are directly below those hips. Hips are square, shoulders are square, chin is level, elbow is straight, wrist is straight. We're coming back for 10. So remember, this is a resistance band. So the further back from the anchor point, the more resistance. The closer, the less resistance. So you want to engage that core, find that belly button, suck it to your spine. Control that resistance. Don't allow that band to snap that arm forward as you're coming back. You want that negative and positive resistance. I've got 3 more. 2 and 1. Good. And then we're switching. So I'm switching to the right for a set of 10. So I'm going to check my form again, making sure my hips are stacked directly over my feet. Shoulders are directly over my hips. Chin is level. I'm breathing. I have that core engaged. Particularly my left shoulder. Notice that I don't have it raised. My arm is not tense. I don't have that left fist balled. It's just resting beside. Got 2 more. Last one. Good. So remember, 2 sets of 10. So we're back to the left arm here. Check that form once again. Engage that core. We're standing up nice and straight and tall. Really lengthening that spine. Chin is level. And we're breathing. Got 3 more. 2 and 1. Good. 10 on the right. But this is our last set of 10. So notice how I stepped over, checked my form real quickly, got right to the exercise. I'm being very mindful and very careful about this negative and positive resistance. I'm controlling that resistance going back to the anchor point. 3 more. 2 and 1. Good. All right, so now we're going to be doing the outs here. So I'm going to stand where my right shoulder is facing the anchor point. So wherever you have your resistance bands anchored. And then my left arm, elbow is straight, wrist is straight here. I have a good grip, but not white knuckling this handle. However, a good grip on the handle. And I'm going to be coming out. So if you're dealing with shoulder issues, you want to be mindful of this one. You may have to start just a little lower here and come across your abdomen. Ideally, you want to be able to work up on this one to where that wrist is almost directly out from that shoulder and you're coming out across the chest area here, okay? So once again, our hips are stacked directly over those ankles, so feet are hip width apart, shoulders are relaxed, okay? My chin is level, I have that core engaged, bum muscles are tight because that core is engaged. Standing up nice and straight and tall, getting a lot of movement on this left shoulder scapula. So when I'm coming back, I really want that shoulder blade to move. So when I turn around, this next one, that's my last one of 10, we're doing 2 sets of 10 on these as well, you'll get to see this right shoulder, right scapula move. So checking my form, we're coming out. So you can see here how that shoulder blade is coming in and that nice movement here. So I'm breathing, once again controlling that resistance. So coming back, I'm not allowing that band to fly to the anchor. Breathing, core's engaged. Got 2 more. Last one. Good. All right. So 2 sets of 10, we're back to the left. So once again, you want to always start with that strong arm first. So as Dr. Picone says, the strong side is going to teach the weak side. So chin is level. Breathing, cores engaged, spines long and straight. Slow, controlled movement, negative and positive resistance. That's what builds strength and muscle. I've got 2 more. 1 more. Good. All right, last set of 10 on the right arm. Checking my form. Here we go. Breathing, cores engaged, chin is level. Left shoulder's relaxed. So we don't have that left shoulder up to our earlobe, that left earlobe, trying to force this. Slow, controlled movement. 2 more. Last one. Good. All right, the next exercise that we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing hip hikers. So that's going to require just a little bit of an elevation somewhere in your home. So if you have a step, you can certainly do that. Do this exercise on your stairs. If you have a yoga block, you can also do this exercise off of the yoga block. So what we're going to do is, if you have steps in your home and you're able to do this on the steps, you're typically going to have a handrail either in front of you or behind you that you can hold on to. Here I'm just going to hold on to the grab bar that's already here on the wall. I'm going to square up that right foot. The left leg, as you can see, is hanging. I'm not going to bend that right knee. Shoulders are square, chin is level. I'm looking out and breathing, cores engaged. I'm going to place that left hand on my left hip, and I'm simply going to come up and gently down. So I'm just looking for the movement here. That left side, you're going to feel a little bit in the right side. So it's this nice, gentle movement here. Notice that right leg is straight. I'm not lifting the shoulder up, forcing this exercise. I don't have a white knuckle on the bar. I'm just using it just for a little bit of stability. Breathing, cores engaged, so don't let that belly hang down. 1 more. We're doing 2 sets of 10. All right, I'm going to turn around, square that left foot up. Right leg is hanging. I'm going to place that right hand on the right hip. Because remember, that's the only thing that I'm moving here is that right hip. That left knee is staying straight. And notice I don't have to drop that leg all the way to the floor. It's just kind of hovering there. So whatever your flexibility, your range of motion here is. So we're working on those low back lumbar muscles here. Just kind of resetting that vertebrae as well. 2 more. Last one. Good. All right, we're turning back around safely here. Last set of 10. On, squaring up that right foot. Left hand's going on that left hip. Here we go. Chin is level. Engage that core. Got 4 more. 2 more. And last one. Good. All right, I'm turning around. Last set here was squaring that left foot. So check those shoulders. We tend to, the more sets of a specific exercise and or pose that we do, we tend to get a little sloppy. So it's always important to make sure that you check your position in your form, particularly if you're doing a lot of exercises that cause you to raise your heart rate, you're racing around, whether it's Tabata training, whatever it is. Always just take that couple of seconds to make sure you have correct form, and that way you won't injure yourself. 1 more. Good. All right. So now we're going to transition down to our mat. We're going to be doing marching on your back. So for this exercise, it's easier to do this without your shoes because your feet are actually going to slide on the mat and you're not going to lift those legs up. So I'm going to slip these shoes off real quickly. Okay. And I'm going to slowly transition down to the mat. So be careful getting down. If you've taken a yoga class from me before, I always say this is typically where the majority of injuries occur, is getting down to the mat. So be very careful here. If you need to get a chair to assist you, please do so. I'm simply just going to do a little bit of a curtsy behind myself, bending those knees, and just gently lowering myself to the mat. Okay, so once you're on the mat, we're gonna bend those knees, placing those feet flat on the mat. I'm gonna grab that left hamstring and I'm gonna gently roll myself back into a laying position, but I'm gonna scoot down to where you can see me actually in the camera here. Once the back of your head is flat on the mat, you're not lifting that head up, so don't strain those neck muscles, okay? Now that we're flat on the mat, we're gonna straighten out those legs. I'm gonna try not to hit that exercise ball where it goes rolling all around the room here. I'm gonna bring both arms up, shoulders are still on the mat, so it's just my arms here. Palms face together, balling up those fists, leaving those thumbs pointed out. And the reason for that, those thumbs, when we go back, that gives us full range of motion in our shoulder, and we're not gonna cause any injuries, okay? So it's gonna be opposite arm and leg. So when the left arm goes back, right arm comes down, and I'm sliding that right foot up to where that knee is safely bent here, so it's comfortably bent. So you're gonna notice here on the camera that this left side is fully stretched out. And so then we're gonna do the opposite for the right side to be fully stretched out. And this feels so good. So we're just resetting that spine, really engaging those muscles in our core. So if you have that core engaged, you're gonna be able to feel this. And then also the muscles that run along each side of your spine. It feels so good. It feels really good in those shoulders, a nice deep stretch. We're breathing. Deep lymphatic breathing. So in through that nose, out through that mouth. This feels really nice. Okay. So if you were doing this at home and or in here in an in-person class, it would be 20 sets. So 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Since this is only a 30-minute class, I'm going to let you guys continue doing that. I'm going to safely get up and I'm going to grab the little hand weights that are right here and demonstrate the next exercise that we're going to be doing. So if you don't have any little hand weights, you can also get some water bottles. You can fill them with water and or gravel, sand out of the driveway, or some mulch out of your flower beds. Something that's just going to give you just a little bit of weight. These are 3-pound weights. If you're rehabbing a shoulder or an arm, Dr. Picone always recommends starting with a 2-pound first and foremost, and then slowly progressing up from there. So I'm going to gently lay myself back down again by using that bent right knee. If your low back causes you some issues, you can certainly bend these knees, placing those feet flat on the mat while you're laying here. Once again, once that head is flat on the mat, it's going to stay there. So if you can see in the camera, I have my elbow directly out from the shoulder. It's bent. Wrist is straight. So here we're going to go back for 10. So notice this is a slow, controlled movement. When your shoulder says stop, stop. So you may not have that full range of motion where your knuckles are actually touching the floor. That's perfectly fine. If you can only stop right here, you can just let it hang here and then come back up. Eventually, doing this exercise, you'll be able to get a little bit more range of motion. This is a great rehab for shoulders. I've got 2 more. Last one. Good. So now I am going to switch to that right arm, checking my form, making sure that elbow is straight out from the shoulder. I'm going back for 10. So once again, you always want to start on that strong arm first. So for me, that's the left. I'm still rehabbing a right shoulder accident from a couple years ago. It's getting better. I'm pretty impressed with this range of motion here today with a 3-pound. That's pretty proud of that. All right, I got 2 more, everyone. And last one. Good. All right, 2 sets of 10. Remember, that's what we do, is 2 sets of 10. Here we go. So I switched it back to the left. The majority of the time, your chin is level and you're looking up to the ceiling. Every now and then,
it's natural for that elbow to kind of slip down a little bit. So every now and then you might want to just gently glance over and just check to make sure that elbow is still in the right position. All right, I got 3 more. 2 and 1. All right, so now I'm switching to the right. Last set of 10 going back. Notice I'm being very careful with that negative and positive resistance. No bouncing here. We're building strength and muscle with that resistance. 1 more. All right, we're coming back to the left, and this time we're going down. So when that shoulder starts to pick up off that mat, as you notice right there, I'm kind of exaggerating it for the camera, that's where you stop. So you may not have full range of motion and being able to lower that hand all the way down to the mat. That's fine. The main thing here is to keep that wrist straight. So don't do this in order to touch that weight. Okay? Remember, we're building up strength, muscle, and particularly with these, flexibility. And that's very important as we all age. Unfortunately, none of us are getting any younger. So those are important factors that we want to keep as we age. 1 more. Good. All right, we're switching to the right. Check that elbow position. And then our chin comes back into the neutral position, level position. We're looking up. So you'll notice with the right, I really have limited range of motion going down. It is much improved though, I will tell you. Much improved. Good. So remember, we got 2 sets of 10. So I've got 2 more, and 1 more. Good. So I'm going to let you guys switch back to the left and go for 10 down while I transition up and get ready for the next position. So continue with your second set, please. I'm going to slide these weights out of the way. Once you have completed your 2 sets of 10 with your little hand weights, you're going to gently sit yourselves up. I always like to encourage everyone to bend that knee that's not already bent. Grab that hamstring, gently pulling yourselves up. We're going to be on our knees behind the exercise ball. And we want to make sure that we have a good grip on that exercise ball before we actually come up on the exercise ball. I don't think I've said this yet today, which is unusual. We don't want anyone falling off of the exercise balls, okay? Particularly not in my class, please. Okay, even if it is virtual. We're going to grab onto the exercise ball. We're going to lay that belly up on the exercise ball. From here, we're going to curl those toes under, lift those knees up, pushing ourselves forward. So notice that my fingertips are on the mat, just in front of the exercise ball. So what we're going to be doing here is back extensions. So we're going to take a deep breath in through your nose. We're going to exhale it through our mouth, coming down to the exercise ball. Inhale, we're coming up right here. So you'll notice that nice soft bend and that back. It's going to feel good from about that mid-back, mid-thoracic down to that low back. Just a gentle bend. When your back says stop, stop. Exhale, coming down. Inhale up. Exhale down. Inhale up. Oh, this is a nice stretch. I love this one, everyone. Exhale down. Inhale up. And this feels especially good if you've been standing, doing a task at a desk, or sitting at a desk on the computer, or just sitting, period. It feels really good. Let's do 1 more. Inhale up. And exhale down. Good. All right, I'm going to gently bend those knees, coming back on the exercise ball. If you need to, you can hug the exercise ball while your chin's on the exercise ball. Just gently rocking, kind of a little bit in a modified child's pose. So you notice that my back is kind of rounded here. I'm just relaxing that back. you're ready, I'm gonna slide the exercise ball back just a little bit so hopefully the entire mat's in view of the camera today. I'm gonna slide up on the exercise ball. So now notice that my belly is on the ball. My hands are palms face down, directly below my shoulders. My chin is level, so that means my neck is level with my spine. I'm on my tiptoes on the mat. We're gonna be doing opposite arm and leg, or otherwise called bird dog. So in order to do this, I really want you to engage that core. So find that belly button, suck it to your spine, hold it there. You're not gonna hold your breath though, you're gonna continue to breathe. Notice when I did that, if you can kind of see in the camera, those bum muscles contracted. From there, I'm going to lift the left arm, right leg. So once again, notice that my thumb is up, pointed up, so that way I have full range of motion in that shoulder and I'm not gonna cause any injury. My chin is still level, my neck is still in alignment with that spine. So I'm holding here, coming back down, okay? And then back up. So this is gonna build those core muscles and in turn is going to build up that low back. It's not about how high you can get this leg, it's about keeping that low back level and engaged, okay? So if you have a sheet of paper, a magazine, something that's lightweight at the house that you can easily get a hold of, place on your back. If it slides off to one side or the other, then you know that you have lifted that leg a little too high. Coming back down, opposite. So if you're not able to bring this up and hold this here for, say, 2 breaths, whatever you can do, remember that this is a nice workout. This workout was actually designed by Dr. Picone to help rehab, strengthen, build muscle. So you'll get there. It just takes continued practice. All right, let's do a couple more. Still breathing, core still engaged. You can feel that. You can really feel it, can't you? Feels good. I'm sure I'll get some comments about that later. That's okay. Somebody's going to say, Melissa, you think it all feels good. I really do. You're right. All right, coming back down. Once again, safely. So I'm just going to slide myself back, bending those knees. If I need to, just give that back just a little bit of rest by gently rounding it, kind of in this modified child's pose here for just a second. Just gently rocking. Feels good. All right, so now we're going to slowly transition where we are going to be flat on the mat again. Try to hold on to the exercise ball here so it doesn't run around the room on you. So slowly transition, we're going to place our heels on the exercise ball. It's coming back. I'm actually going to sit up for just a second. I'm going to slide down where you guys can see me a little better here, I think, in the camera. All right. So, all right, hips are even on that mat. Palms face down on either side of those thighs. The back of my head is flat on the mat. Heels are on the ball. From here, we're going to engage our core. Find that belly button, suck it to your spine, and we're gently going to lift those hips up into a bridge position on the exercise ball and or reverse plank. So it really takes a lot of core balance here to kind of hold that exercise ball still while you're here. You may be wavering. If you're wavering a little side to side at home, that's fine. Try to control that with that deep lymphatic breathing. Good. And if you're not able to hold this long, that's perfectly fine. Just gently lowering those hips back down to the mat. Oh, that feels so good. All right. The next thing that we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing hamstring curls. So if you're not able to bring that bum up off the mat like that, you're going to simply stay right here, curling those legs into that bum as far as you can. Okay. So we're going to come up if you can, curling. You're really going to feel this in those hamstrings, those quads, calves. It feels so good. And your abs. Let's not forget about that core. That core should be engaged. Even if that bum's still on the mat, engage that core. This feels good. Exercise ball is slipping a little bit from me on these socks today. All right. Nice. And then gently lowering that arm back down to the mat if it's not already there. We're going to go into our cool down phase. So that should have elevated your heart rate just a little bit there, those hamstring curls. We're going to go into a number 4 stretch on the ball, which is a nice hip opener. It opens up those hip flexors. We're going to take that left ankle over that right knee, bending that right knee, bringing that right leg in. Notice both feet are flexed. You're going to feel this in that left IT band, left hamstring area, that SI area on that left side, maybe even a little bit in that left groin muscle. It's a nice stretch. Breathing. And then gently straightening that right leg. Lowering that left leg back down to the exercise ball where that left heel is on the exercise ball. We're going to take that right ankle over that left knee, bending that left leg. Both feet are flexed. Wrapping our arms around that left hamstring, gently pulling in. We're breathing. Breathing. Lowering that heart rate. Good. All right. If you want to continue the final stretches on your exercise ball, try to tuck it somewhere where you can get a hold of it in just a moment. All right. So place those feet flat on the mat. Knees are bent. We're going to bring one bended knee up at a time, wrapping our arms around. We're just going to gently go side to side here. Rock side to side, following that belt line. Just releasing that mid-back, mid-thoracic, low back. You might hear a little bit of Rice Krispies going on there. That's perfectly normal. We're just resetting. Good. Should feel nice. All right. We're going to gently place those feet flat on the mat. From here, we're going to straighten one leg at a time. Once both legs are straight, allow those feet to fall to the side. So we just opened up our hips, that pelvic region. Hands are going to flutter down to the side on either side of your thighs. Shoulders, hips are all square on the mat. Even weight, even pressure. This position in yoga is called corpse, otherwise known as Shavasana. This is your rest and recovery position. So we're just focused here on our breath, bringing our breathing back down to its normal rhythm, normal cadence, and just making sure that that heart rate is down also. Let's do one more deep breath in and exhale it out. So inhale through your nose. Exhale out through your mouth. Nice. Next inhale, we're going to bend those knees, placing those feet flat on the mat. On that exhale, we're rolling over to the left. So keep yourself in a ball. Roll completely over onto your left side. Right palm, as you'll notice, is palm face down in front of my chest. On my next exhale, I'm going to force that breath through that right palm, gently sitting myself up. Now you can continue the final stretches here on your mat in perfect pose. So perfect pose is either crisscross applesauce, where those hips are even on your mat. You can have those legs straight out if you would like, or if you would like to grab your exercise ball and finish this, that's what I'm going to do, because I think the one that we did Monday, I did on the mat, so I'll finish today's on the exercise ball. So I'm going to gently come up, grabbing that exercise ball, sitting on the exercise ball, and I'm just going to gently start bouncing on the exercise ball. I'm going to do a couple of arm stretches here just to make sure that we have that mid-back, low back relaxed, even though I consistently say throughout every routine and every workout that I teach, breathe, breathe. We do tend to hold our breath, and when we do that, we really constrict those upper back muscles. So we want to make sure that that's completely relaxed before you start the rest of your day and whatever you have on your agenda for this afternoon and this evening. So once again, we're going to bring those arms up,
So those wrists should be out from those shoulders, palms face together. I'm going to grab my left arm about a little below that shoulder, stretching that left arm across my chest. Just really bringing that shoulder just gently forward here while I'm gently bouncing on the ball. And then I'm going to bring those shoulders back. So bend those elbows, really get a lot of movement, opening up that chest where it's easy to breathe. Remember, core still engaged. So pretend that you have a walnut in between those shoulder blades. You're trying to hold on to it here. Okay. Coming back forward once again, and then we're taking the right arm across that chest. Be very careful. It should be gentle pressure on this arm. Core's engaged, breathing, chin's level, and then coming back. Oh, getting that nice movement, nice stretch here. Those shoulder blades. Find that walnut. Good. All right. Hands are going to come down into your lap, about your knees, gently bouncing. We're going to be doing 5 neck rolls to the left and 5 to the right before we end today's workout routine. So we're going to bring our chin to our chest, left ear to left shoulder. We're gently coming back with our neck, rotating it around, right ear to right shoulder, chin to chest. So we're going to continue to do this while we are softly bouncing. Now, at any point in time, you feel like you're about to fall off the exercise ball, please stop bouncing. You can still sit here, engage that core, and do these exercises without bouncing. I've got one more. And once again, depending upon your day and your activity level, your neck may feel like Rice Krispies, okay? It's very important, though, to keep those shoulders level. So once here, I'm going to bring my neck back to neutral, chin to my chest. I'm going to go the opposite. So right ear to right shoulder, coming back, down. We got 4 more. Gently bouncing. Core's engaged. We're breathing. Spine is nice and straight and tall. However, shoulders are square. So we're not lifting our shoulders up to meet our ears. And I think I have one more. I think I lost count, everyone. Sorry about that. All right. And coming back level with our chin and our neck. So just remain here, just gently bouncing for just a little bit. And then what we're going to do is gently come to a stop, placing our hands on our exercise ball. Make sure that you have even pressure and even weight on both of those feet before you attempt to stand up. So when you're ready, I would like to invite you to stand up. And I would also like to say thank you so much for joining me today. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day, a great weekend, and we will be back on Monday at 1:30. Thanks, everyone. Stay safe and healthy until I virtually see you or physically see you again. Bye now.